Hey there, it's Stephanie Shea, Chief Astrologer for janspiller.com with your monthly horoscope, and this one is for you, Leo. We've got the sun shining in Virgo as we enter September all the way through the 21st, and this lights up your second house of finance if you are a Leo rising person. And even if you're a Leo, you will probably feel a bit of an emphasis on your financial life this month. It's really a good time to tend to your fiscal wellness as well as your physical wellness. So I'll tell you a little more about that when I mention the Virgo new moon at the end of this horoscope. But let's go in order of events. We've got a Pisces full moon on September the 2nd. This illuminates partnership issues. You might gain some more understanding about a confusing situation. Pisces rules things that have been hidden, sometimes things that we have hidden from ourselves. So if there's been something that you haven't wanted to look at or that has been just filed for, let's look at this later, poof, Pisces full moon, time to look at it. So this full moon will support psychological healing and releasing toxic emotions that have been brewing beneath the surface. So it is a healthy activity. Sometimes it can feel difficult. So you know the Pisces full moon is coming September 2nd. Try to give yourself a little space and keep that in mind the day before, the day of, and the day after the full moon. And I think this full moon is West Coast on the 2nd and wee morning hours of the 3rd on the East Coast, just so you know. So we've got, these partnership issues that could emerge. You or a partner could be feeling quite overwhelmed at this full moon. But it could be a good time to clear the air a couple days after the full moon. That's when the emotional intensity dies down a little. You take the clarity that you've gained at the full moon and you're ready to express and try to get on the same page with someone else. Keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about this Mars retrograde. This is important astrology. Mars only goes retrograde every couple of years, and it is stationing retrograde in the sign of Aries on September 9th. And this cycle will go all the way until November 13th. It's quite a stretch of time. I've dedicated a whole video to this Mars retrograde that's you can see up on this channel. So if you want to learn all the ins and outs of it, please go check that out. But what I'll let you know for this horoscope is that when Mars is retrograde in Aries, everyone needs to check themselves. Mars in Aries is very fiery, and you are a fiery Leo, so you can add fire plus fire and see how you could get extra fired up. Try to think before reacting, avoid impulsive actions, especially when it comes to confrontation or power struggles. You can actually channel this energy productively when you know what's going on. So don't let all the warnings about Mars retrograde scare you. Here's what you can do. The coming months can be effective time for teaching or learning, especially if you're expanding on or reviewing something that you've been studying for some time. The retrograde energy of Mars is directing you to look at the past, to keep working with it, not to just start something and then move on, which is kind of a shadow trait of Aries, and all fire signs tend to have a smidge of that where you want to be on to the next exciting thing. But this Mars retrograde is all about going back and finding the thing that you were really excited about and seeing if you can follow through with it. Is that same excitement there? And what might have been stopping you? Has it been a fear? Well, great, because Mars in Aries is all about courage. So these are some positive ways you can work with it. Others might be resistant to your ideas. So it's not really a time to rally everyone to do something your way. Even if you have experience and knowledge, people may be feeling extra stubborn around this time. So stay patient and just know that people will be more receptive towards the end of the year, and just focus on things that you can do on your own. And then you can make a presentation later. People might be like, wow, I'm ready to get on board. We've got Jupiter stationing direct on September 12th in the sign of Capricorn. And this is going to bring a lucky energy to your work and your daily life. You're still going to need to put forth your own effort. We are talking about Capricorn after all, which is all about hard work. However, it is a good time to attract opportunities that you desire, especially if you've been looking for work. It could finally feel like your consistent effort is reaping some rewards. And again, because we're in the Mars retro, just be cautious with new agreements. I'm a practical astrologer, so I wouldn't say don't accept a job, because maybe you've really needed a job. But I would say try not to lock yourself into something that can't be renegotiated. That's the main thing working with these retrogrades. And of course, if you can wait until after November 13th to seal the deal on something, that's the most ideal timing. But we often have to work with what we have. So the other thing is stay the course on health-related goals, because your efforts are actually scheduled to pay off now that Jupiter will be moving direct. So that's something you can just keep up your consistent habits that help you feel good in your body. This month's new moon in Virgo is on the 21st, and it offers support for goals related to finances, material resources, self-worth, work, health, and wellness. These are all kind of themes that we're going along with Jupiter retrograde too. Just set your intentions. You know it's retrograde. They could take a while to unfold, but it still is the best timing at every new moon to set your intentions. Now we've got the sun entering Libra on the 22nd. This is the equinox. Northern hemisphere, fall equinox. Southern hemisphere, spring equinox. However, all over the world, it is now Libra season as of September 22nd. And this is important to know. These equinoxes are excellent check-in points during the year. It's a time to reap what's been sown individually and join with others to celebrate your harvest together. And Jan Spiller, my mentor, wrote some specialized rituals for the equinox and solstice that we keep in perpetuity on the website in her honor. It's so cool to have some of her original work still there. I'm doing all the current astrology, but anything we can keep that's kind of timeless. Jan's writing, of course, we want to do. And so I encourage you, if you're not a member at janspiller.com, to go check that out. The link is in this description. And you'll gain access to some of Jan's original writing, like this equinox solstice article and ritual that she created, as well as all the current astrology that I write about, including Mars retrograde coming up. You can really get a heads up on what's coming down the road. And all the proceeds to janspiller.com support her legacy, which was her wishes to keep the website going so people could continue to learn and grow through astrology. So I hope you can make the most of September's astrological energies. Take it easy, be safe, and be well. And I will see you back here next month with your horoscope.